I'm a few hundred feet into this mine, and this is the first junction that we come across. This drift just connects back around over here though, so I'm gonna come here instead. It's quite cold in here, as you can tell by the ice. And then right away we have winds. Can't really see down it. The ground is just too unstable to really get close to it. It's not super deep, but I'll probably never go down it because there's a lot of water pouring down there. Quite a bit of ice in here. And then you can see it's becoming very humid. It actually warms up significantly past that point, which is nice. So I came in here yesterday, scouted out a little bit to see if it was worth doing a video, and I thought it was pretty cool. So this Hulage tunnel continues on for a little ways, and then it connects to a stope with some amethyst veins. So I will restart the video when I get to that point. Alright, here we are at that stope. And you can see the vein where it begins right here. Then we can follow it along into here. As you see, my gas monitor is going off for low O2. And I realized that the reason that the air warmed up after I passed that winds back there is because there is no more flow. But anyways, here's a piece of amethyst. Not the best piece, but so you can see there's a vein of it right there. And we got another winch down here. That one seems quite a bit deeper than that first one. And this stope goes up pretty far. And it looks like the tunnel faces up there, but maybe I just can't see around the corner. It's a nice little pocket. They're not very well defined crystals, unfortunately. But I'll keep going a little farther because I went farther than this yesterday and I didn't die, so I think it'll be alright. I'm a few hundred feet farther back from that stope. The O2 level is still low, even back here. And this is as far as I made it last night. I figured this looked like a decent place to turn around at. The air does feel noticeably different breathing back here. There's a slight sting in my throat. Feels very similar to sulfur dioxide, actually. But you know what killed the cat? It'll probably end up killing me someday too. Maybe today, but I couldn't get out that easy. That's a face right there, so I'm just gonna come back to this junction over here. That's where I was. Come down here. Another one of the reasons I turned back yesterday is just because I didn't have my monitor with me, and I noticed the change in the air. Kind of stupid that even though the monitor's telling me it's dangerous, I just keep going anyways. I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments. Come down here. Ooh, that's nasty. Alright, we got a stope right here. I am almost at capacity with these boots. No amethyst in this vein. And it's collapsed just ahead, so small stope. Alright, I see a collapse up ahead, so I'm gonna go back to that junction again. Back down where I was. That's back to the portal. Went down there already, so this is the only remaining drift. You can see these pyrite veins have been decomposing and falling apart onto the ground. There's a lot of gypsum growing out of this, along with it's like expanding out of it and pushing the little pyrite crystals out with it. This one's got a lot of green in it. That looks more like iron sulfate than it does copper, which makes sense. This is probably formed by decomposing pyrite, iron sulfide. Stuff, it looks like snow. I think it's just gypsum. It is kind of difficult to breathe back here. I don't know how far I'll be able to go in this mine, but it looks like it goes on a ways. I'm sure it's a very long mine. Yeah, these are definitely gypsum hairs. Looks like asbestos. It's just covering this whole drift. Curiosity demands that I see what's ahead, though. Look at the way the expanding gypsum is pushing the rocks apart. Alright, I see something around the corner up here. Maybe nothing. Okay, a little electrical panel, some fuses. Let's see what's over here. I feel some airflow again, that's nice. That feels good. Wow, I've never seen gypsum with such deep blue in it. I wonder if the oxygen is still low in here. Some reagent bottles. Ammonia. I wonder why they have that back here. And I'm also curious where this tunnel leads to, since it has airflow. Yeah, it's still low. I don't remember a drift coming off this direction from where I came. At this point, I didn't pay much attention to that door that's up ahead, but when I was leaving, I decided I would peek inside, and the instant that I took a breath from the other side of that door, I got very dizzy and lightheaded, and I felt like I was about to faint, and I just immediately walked out of there, and it took probably about 20 seconds before I started feeling normal again. There's a good chance that I would go back in the future with supplemental oxygen and actually try to measure what the concentration back there is, but judging by how quickly it affected me and how strong the effect was, I estimate it was around 10 to 13% oxygen, which is incredibly dangerous. So a few more breaths and I could have passed out potentially. But yeah, that was my near-death experience. Came in at some expanding foam bottles, like 2-part foam. There's a drill, part of one. says there's an exit, so let's see. Looks like a face just up there. It almost looks like cobwebs. I love the way this stuff looks. But you can see the air is moving this way. Looks like we got a false floor right here. It doesn't go down too far. We got a junction here. Says the exit is this way. Kinda hoping this does bring me back outside. There's that way out. I decided to just peek in here real quick, and I noticed there's a hole here. And This is a massive stope right here. That's a long ways down. Kind of want to rappel it. The other side of that split. And it looks like we just came to the top of a big stope here. A big stope indeed. Yeah, that's pretty far. I'll just stay away from the edge of that. That's a cool rock. Unfortunately, this blue stuff is just a crust on it. It looks a lot like copper sulfate. And then it just completely turns into a false floor right here. And it looks like it just keeps going too. I don't really want to walk across this because these boards are pretty unstable and some of them are rotten. You can see the way the rails have just been falling apart from the rust. It's cool the way it makes these layers. I'm gonna get some pictures of this stope and I'll head back out that way. Alright, there's the stoped area. So let's continue down this haulage tunnel. Yeah, this looks like it might come out on the other end of that stope. And it does. Yeah, that rail doesn't even go all the way across. It's pretty high up. And you can see the platform straight ahead. There's where the rail stops, I guess. I haven't seen any more amethyst other than that one first stope, but there's some blue rocks in here. Looks like calcite. I don't know why I thought I could put weight on that. It's another stope right here. That's a long ways down, and it goes across pretty far. It just doesn't show up well with the lighting. I have no idea where I'm at in this mine. This is why I don't trust any false floors in here. That tunnel went on several hundred feet before coming to a face. So I'm back here at the stope. There was one section back there where it got fairly cold, and there was a lot of condensation and fog in the air. I thought it was leading back out to the front, but with that being said, it seems as if that section of the tunnel came close to the mountainside where it's been exposed to the cold all winter. Here we have another just massive but very narrow stope. I'm gonna have to get some pictures of this one too. That's just So cool. Don't see anything like this in uranium mines. So as I turned around, look what I found. This thing's super rusted. The handle is in surprisingly good condition. It still has a sticker on it, but I just smeared dirt all over it, so I can't read it now. I'll just stick that there. So I noticed the airflow stopped again. It's all going into there. But this is the only way forward. It just got really cold in here, so somewhere, probably from the top of one of these stopes, there's fresh air coming down. It's just all collapsed right ahead. It looks like the tunnel turns right there, so it doesn't actually look collapsed. It just looks like they were storing wood there or something. I think we got a shop or something right here. So lots of condensation in the air again. Here we go, there's a nice amethyst vein. don't see any pieces on the ground. And that's a face right there. So I'm gonna go back out to the stope. Alright, I'm on the other side of that stope. I realized I skipped a drift back there. But look, I got normal air again. And it's so much easier to breathe in here. So I'm gonna keep going this way. It's pretty cold in here, but it feels nice because it's been very hot and humid inside this mine. I think I want to keep going that way, but let's just see what's up here. That looks fairly modern. That's definitely modern. There was a bridge right there. Now it's sideways. This collapsed up there. That's a big horseshoe. Falling apart a little bit. Here's another one. Okay, and we got a face right here, so I'm gonna go back out to that junction. That's back over to the ore chutes. Let's keep heading this way. I'm actually going against the wind right now. Oh, that's gonna suck climbing over. What is this? It's salt. I wonder why they have salt back here. I'm gonna cut the video so I can get across this with both hands. Well, unfortunately, the stope just ends right here, which means my fresh air is coming out, or coming in from up there somewhere. Which means I have to go all the way back out the way I came. And that sucks. It's super humid in here. But I guess I'm gonna start making my way out of here because my granola bar for breakfast is wearing off. And I don't know how much video I have recorded, but I'm sure it's pretty long, so thanks for watching. Please like and sub. And if you're interested in buying any uranium ore, you can reach out to me on Instagram and we can work something out. Okay, bye.